Today on the net, protests in Hong Kong over plans to phase in patriotism lessons in schools. The US presidential candidate's election merchandise. And web users are seeking a cruise vacation for a young girl with cancer. For the past week, thousands of protesters have been camping out in front of the government headquarters in Hong Kong. Teenagers, parents, teachers and other members of the public are up in arms over the introduction of patriotism lessons in schools. According to the authorities, the subject is important in fostering a sense of national identity in this former British colony, which returned to Chinese sovereignty 15 years ago. But these lessons that glorify China's Communist Party have been denounced as an attempt to brainwash children with Chinese propaganda. And numerous residents of Hong Kong have been campaigning in recent weeks to demand the plans be scrapped. The movement is being partially coordinated via this Facebook group, which has over 130,000 members. It contains reports on the hunger strike being staged by a dozen or so activists, a protest fast initiated by 3 students last week. The new school year began on Monday and students across Hong Kong were urged to mark their opposition to these patriotism lessons. This year, the subject remains optional and is not yet mandatory in most schools across the region. In view of the outcry, Leung Chang-ying, the recently appointed president of the Executive Council of Hong Kong, who's thought to have close ties to Beijing, has cancelled an overseas business trip to focus on the matter. He'll have his work cut out as thousands of protesters have been demanding his resignation since he took up duties on July 1st. Campaigning continues in the US ahead of November's presidential election, and it's now possible to buy election merchandise online. The White House hopefuls Barack Obama and Mitt Romney appear to have opted for very different strategies. The campaign team for the former governor of Massachusetts is keeping things sober. Via his website, the Republican candidate's supporters can acquire the classic array of materials for the perfect activist. From car bumper stickers to T-shirts carrying pro-Mitt Romney messages to badges with a picture of the Republican alongside his wife, Anne. All in moderation and in stark contrast to the goods on offer on the website of his Democrat rival. Barack Obama has all sorts of accessories for sale. Voters can get their hands on all manner of paraphernalia they can use in everyday life. We have all the traditional gadgets like badges and T-shirts, but there are also more original objects like cufflinks or handbags bearing the current president's campaign logo. And you can also buy kitchen accessories on Obama's site, like an apron, for example, or even a barbecue spatula. An Obama for America clothing range has also been launched with specific designs for the American Jewish community, nurses, war veterans, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, and the LGBT community. And the outgoing president appears to have something for everyone. There's also a wide choice of products available for pet owners. Collars, dishes, and even jumpers are on sale, so that dogs and cats can also actively participate in the 2012 campaign. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? With the presidential campaign in full swing, this is a question the Republican Party is asking web users to encourage them to criticize Barack Obama's time in office. And replies have been flooding in, many slamming, for example, the increase in fuel prices over the past few years. But Obama's supporters have been fighting back, hailing the outgoing president's work on healthcare reform and also the withdrawal of US troops from Iraq and Afghanistan. 10-year-old Alyssa Wilson has been fighting cancer since she was diagnosed about a year ago. But according to family friend Phil Carcelowy, the little girl is starting to lose her battle. He's posted a message to Facebook asking a tour operator to make Alyssa's dream come true. She wants to go on a cruise with her family. His request has drawn support from over 260,000 web users, all determined to lobby the travel company to ensure her last wish is granted. Instead of waiting around for the traffic lights to go red in order to safely cross the street, the German students behind this video thought the famous arcade game Pong would be a great time killer. And so, as we can see in this video involving special effects, a pedestrian can challenge a pedestrian on the other side of the road to a game of Pong whilst the traffic has the green light. It's a great idea and certainly worth developing.